I found 10 facts on the Trackhawk that will surprise you. From an SUV that was never supposed to have a muscle car engine, to a family hauler that could outrun a Ferrari F40 off the line, without breaking a sweat. In the 10th place, the Trackhawk story begins with an act of mechanical audacity. Jeep took the 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8 from the Dodge Hellcat, which made 707 horsepower and 645 pound-feet of torque, and shoehorned it into the Grand Cherokee's family SUV shell. But this was not just an engine swap. It was a total platform re-engineering. The ZF8 HP 95 8-speed automatic was chosen for its brute torque tolerance. And the drive shaft, rear axle, and differential were all beefed up to survive the Hellcat's relentless surge. Cooling got a major overhaul, with a larger radiator and high-flow intercooler piping to keep temperatures in check when the supercharger screamed. The result? The entire vehicle was rebuilt around the engine, not the other way around. A foundation that set the stage for every wild contradiction that followed. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. Number 9. The Trackhawk's greatest party trick isn't its engine, it's what that engine does to the laws of physics. Tip the scales at 5,363 pounds and you would expect lumbering acceleration, yet independent tests from Motor Trend and Fastest Laps clock the Trackhawk's 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint at a staggering 3.3 seconds. The quarter mile flashes by in just 11.7 seconds at 116 miles per hour. Numbers that leave the Porsche Cayenne Turbo and even the legendary Ferrari F40 in the rearview mirror. All-wheel drive and launch control don't cheat physics. They weaponize it, hurling this steel-clad family hauler into supercar territory. The result isn't just fast for an SUV, it's a curb-weight paradox that redefines what's possible when brute force meets clever engineering. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. 8th place. The Trackhawk's soundtrack is as outrageous as its performance. Bolted atop the Hellcat V8 sits a 2.4-liter IHI twin-screw supercharger, one of the largest ever fitted to a factory SUV. Instead of hiding this mechanical force, Jeep let it sing. Engineers deliberately skipped extra sound insulation, letting the high-pitched whine cut through the cabin like a banshee at full throttle. It's an auditory signature that brands every acceleration, a shriek that tells the world something unhinged lurks under the hood. In a world of piped-in engine noises, the Trackhawk supercharger is gloriously real and impossible to ignore. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. Number 7. The Trackhawk's official tow rating lands like a punchline, 7,200 pounds. That's not a typo. This is a supercharged SUV that can out-accelerate a Ferrari F40 and still drag a twin-axle boat or a car hauler trailer to the lake without breaking a sweat. Jeep's own dealer guides list the Trackhawk's towing capacity right alongside its launch numbers, as if it's perfectly normal for a 707 horsepower muscle truck to out-tow most mid-size pickups. Owners have put this paradox to work, hauling race cars to the strip, towing campers, even using it as a daily workhorse. The logic is dizzying. A family hauler that launches like a supercar, then hooks up a heavy load and keeps going. In the world of performance SUVs, utility usually takes a back seat. Here, it rides shotgun. And the result is a machine that redefines what daily practicality can look like when engineers stop pretending to be reasonable. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. Number 6. The Trackhawk's brakes are as overbuilt as its engine. Up front, 15.75-inch 400mm two-piece Brembo rotors fill the wheels, clamped by 6-piston calipers that could pass for industrial machinery. This is the largest brake package Jeep had ever fitted to a production vehicle, and for good reason. When you are hurling a 5,363-pound SUV toward the horizon, stopping matters just as much as going. Independent testing by Motor Trend clocked the Trackhawk's 60 to 0 miles per hour stop at just 114 feet, a distance that rivals lighter sports sedans and outperforms many so-called performance SUVs. The hardware isn't just for show. It is a declaration that, in the pursuit of absurd power, safety and control were engineered with equal obsession. Next up, the software that makes all that hardware dance. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. Number 5. The Trackhawk's secret weapon isn't just brute force, it's brains. Jeep loaded the SUV with 5 selectable drive modes: snow, mud, sand, sport, and the notorious track mode. Each setting rewires the vehicle's reflexes, but track mode turns the chaos of 707 horsepower into something almost surgical. Here, Bilstein adaptive dampers snap to their firmest calibration, flattening body roll and sharpening every response. The all-wheel drive system shifts torque bias forward, anchoring launches with relentless traction. Launch control comes alive, using a pre-programmed algorithm to spool the supercharger and meter out torque for repeatable violent sprints. No drama, just pure acceleration. In a lesser SUV, these electronics would be a safety net. In the Trackhawk, they're the difference between undrivable excess and controlled mayhem. The software doesn't tame the beast, it teaches it discipline. For a machine built to break rules, track mode is the code that keeps it from breaking itself. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. Number 4. The Trackhawk's honesty starts at the pump. The EPA label reads 11 miles per gallon in the city and 17 on the highway, numbers that would make even a muscle car blush. The fuel tank holds a cavernous 24.6 gallons, but with a heavy right foot or a few launch control runs, owners report struggling to crack 300 miles before the next fill-up. This is not a vehicle that pretends to be efficient or even remotely sensible. Instead, the Trackhawk wears its thirst like a badge of honor, broadcasting every trip to the gas station as proof of its unapologetic appetite for power. In a world obsessed with fake eco-friendliness, this SUV's brutal honesty about its fuel costs became part of its legend. A refreshing, almost rebellious transparency that only added to its cult appeal. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. Coming to the top 3, the Trackhawk's sticker shock had nothing to do with being overpriced. At launch, the base manufacturer's suggested retail price landed at $85,900, plus a $1,095 destination fee, just under $87,000 out the door. For that sum, buyers got a family SUV that could outrun icons costing 2, 3, even 4 times as much. A Lamborghini Huracan started at around $225,000, 2.6 times the price. A Ferrari 488 Pista was nearly $350,000, or 4 Trackhawks for every 1 prancing horse. The numbers weren't just impressive, they were disruptive. It put 707 horsepower and launch control within reach of anyone who could afford a loaded Grand Cherokee, flipping the performance per dollar equation on its head. That sense of value, raw, unfiltered, and utterly audacious, helped cement the Trackhawk's legend and set the stage for its cult status as supply dried up. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. Number 2. The Trackhawk's legend is sealed not just by what it could do, but by how quickly it vanished. Built for only 4 model years, from 2018 through 2021, the Trackhawk's run was as brief as it was explosive. Production ended in September 2021, a casualty of tightening emissions rules, Stellantis's pivot to electrification, and a new Grand Cherokee platform that left no room for 700 horsepower V8 engines. That early exit turned scarcity into currency. Auction records tell the story. A 2018 model with 22,000 miles sold for $76,500 in 2026, while a low-mile 2021 example fetched $102,000, both outpacing their original sticker price. The laws of supply and demand have spoken. As the last of its kind, the Trackhawk became collector gold almost overnight, its value climbing as fast as its quarter-mile times. In the world of modern muscle, rarity isn't just a number, it's a rallying cry. Subscribe for more Trackhawk revelations. And finally, in first place, The Trackhawk's most outrageous achievement is the way it owned its contradictions, turning brute honesty into a badge of honor. Where other performance SUVs tiptoe around their excess, the Trackhawk announced it with a supercharged scream and a gas bill that would make a fleet manager faint. The press didn't just call it quick, they called it the quickest SUV on sale. A Hellcat in a Jeep suit. A muscle car masquerading as a family hauler. Memes exploded across the internet. Drag race videos of this 5,300-pound tank leaving sports cars for dead. Reaction clips of passengers clutching the grab handles. And forums full of owners celebrating the absurdity of towing a boat to the lake in a vehicle that could out-accelerate a Ferrari F40. But underneath the viral moments and the cult following, the Trackhawk's real legacy is its honesty. No hybrid trickery, no fake exhaust notes, no pretense of efficiency. Just a supercharged V8, a reinforced chassis, and a willingness to burn rubber and fuel in equal measure. It didn't apologize for its appetite or its attitude. Instead, it invited the world to laugh with it, not at it. That candor resonated with enthusiasts and skeptics alike, cementing the Trackhawk as a symbol of American automotive excess at its most self-aware. In a market obsessed with compromise, the Trackhawk's refusal to pretend made it unforgettable. Subscribe for more automotive legends. Across all 10 Trackhawk facts, one pattern roars through. When engineers ignore restraint and build for pure thrill, icons are born. The Trackhawk proves absurdity can be genius. It is the SUV that refused to compromise, and it became unforgettable for it. Subscribe for more stories where logic surrenders to horsepower.